Walk into any bar today, glance at the tap list, and one style almost always jumps out: IPA. Sometimes it's called India Pale Ale, sometimes it's New England IPA, West Coast IPA, Double IPA, or something with a name that sounds like it belongs on a surfboard. Some people swear by it. Others take one sip and say it tastes like liquid pine trees. But here's the thing. IPA isn't just a trendy beer style. It has a surprisingly practical origin story, one shaped by chemistry, geography, and long ocean voyages. So what exactly is IPA beer? Where did it come from? And why does it taste the way it does? Today, we're peeling back the foam and tracing the story behind one of the most misunderstood beers ever poured. Right here, on History of Simple Things. At its core, IPA stands for India Pale Ale, and it's a type of beer that belongs to the ale family. That means it's brewed using top fermenting yeast, which works at warmer temperatures and tends to produce more complex flavors than lagers. What makes an IPA stand out, though, is hops. Lots of them. Hops are the flowers of the hop plant, and they serve a few important purposes in beer. They add bitterness to balance sweetness from malt, contribute aroma and flavor, and help preserve the beer. In IPAs, hops are the star of the show. That's why IPAs often taste bitter, citrusy, floral, resinous, or even tropical, depending on the hop varieties used. The malt is still there, but it plays a supporting role, letting the hops do most of the talking. The name India Pale Ale sounds exotic, but it's actually rooted in logistics. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, the British Empire was shipping beer from England to British colonies in India. The journey was brutal: months at sea, massive temperature changes, and constant movement. Many beers spoiled before they arrived. Brewers noticed something interesting, though. Beers with higher hop content and slightly higher alcohol levels survived the journey far better. Hops naturally slow down bacterial growth, acting like a preservative. So brewers began producing pale ales with extra hops specifically for export to India. These beers weren't invented in India, but they were brewed for India. Over time, people started calling them India Pale Ales. Compared to darker beers popular at the time, like porters and stouts, IPAs were lighter in color, but much bolder in bitterness. Pale malts gave them a golden hue, while heavy hopping kept them stable and flavorful during transport. When these beers reached India, they stood out immediately. They were crisp, aromatic, and refreshing in hot climates, which only added to their popularity. Back in England, IPAs eventually fell out of favor as brewing trends changed and refrigeration improved. The need for heavily hopped export beers disappeared, and for a while, IPA was just another forgotten style in brewing history. Fast forward to the late 20th century, and IPA makes an unexpected comeback, this time in the United States. During the craft beer movement of the 1970s and 1980s, small breweries started experimenting with old styles and new ingredients. American hop varieties like Cascade, Centennial, and Citra brought intense citrus, pine, and fruity aromas that British brewers never had access to. Craft brewers leaned hard into hops, pushing bitterness and aroma further than ever before. The modern American IPA was born, and it didn't just revive the style, it transformed it. What was once a practical shipping beer became a bold statement beer, designed to stand out in a crowded market. One of the biggest questions people ask is, why are IPAs so bitter? The answer lies in hop timing. Brewers add hops at different stages of the brewing process. Early additions contribute bitterness, while later additions affect aroma and flavor. IPAs often use hops at multiple stages, including dry hopping, where hops are added after fermentation to boost aroma without increasing bitterness too much. That bitterness is measured in IBUs, or International Bitterness Units. While the number isn't everything, IPAs generally sit much higher on the IBU scale than most other beers. Combined with aromatic oils from hops, this creates that sharp, bold flavor that people either love or love to argue about. Today, IPA isn't just one thing. It's a whole family of styles. West Coast IPAs are known for being clear, dry, and aggressively bitter. New England IPAs, also called hazy IPAs, are cloudy, softer, and packed with juicy, fruit-like flavors. Double and triple IPAs crank up the alcohol and hop intensity, while session IPAs aim to keep the flavor but lower the alcohol content. Each variation tweaks the balance between hops, malt, yeast, and alcohol, proving just how flexible the original idea of IPA has become. IPA might seem like a modern craft beer obsession, but it's actually the result of centuries of brewing problem-solving. What started as a practical solution to long sea voyages turned into one of the most influential beer styles in the world. Love it or hate it, IPA represents how something simple, like beer, can evolve through history, technology, and taste. So the next time you see IPA on a tap list, you're not just ordering a bitter beer. You're drinking a piece of history that survived oceans, empires, and trends, one hop at a time. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.